Hi folks, Tim Sundles here. We're filming again on Kim's iPhone in Africa at our lodge here. I want to talk to you about how to get lead fouling out of barrels. There are easy, effective ways, and there are hard, dirty, effective ways. And then there's a bunch of ineffective ways. And I'm going to tell you, I'm divulging something that you need to pay real close attention to, or you can blow a gun up. But I'm going to divulge the simplest, fastest, easiest way to get lead fouling out of your barrel. If you've been shooting cheap, pure lead bulleted ammo, and we see it all the time in 38 Special, 32 Smith & Wesson Long, 44 Special, 45 Colt, 45 70. If you're shooting cheap cowboy loads or gun show hand loads in your valuable guns, God bless you, because you're going to need it. It's going to create all kinds of problems. If you drop in a jacketed load with a lot of lead fouling in your barrel and pull the trigger, if it's a high pressure jacketed load, you're going to drive pressure sky high and maybe blow your gun up or spring your action. You're going to cause problems. If you drop a jacketed load in that's standard pressure or low pressure, shoot about 15 of those and it'll clean all the fouling right out of your barrel. It's really fast, really simple. I'll tell you a story about when I was in my 20s. I met a lady at the health club I belonged to whose husband traveled for a living and he was out of town all the time. And she was very worried about her safety. And she had an old Ruger Speed 6 that I don't remember where she had gotten it. And she had a couple of boxes, and I don't know if any of you old timers remember this ammo, but Remington and Winchester made a counterpart to it. I believe this was Remington ammo. It was 158 grain lead ammunition running at, I want to say 13 or 1400 feet a second. The stuff leaded barrels like there was no tomorrow. If you fired one cylinder full of that stuff down your barrel, after that, the barrel was so badly lead fouled that bullets would tumble. I mean, you'd shoot them at a target 20 feet away and miss the whole target. And when you did hit the target, the bullets were going sideways. They would keyhole. So I took her out to the range with my wife to be proper, and we decided to have a day of shooting. And I instructed her on how to use her revolver properly. And she brought 2 boxes of that really crappy pure lead bulleted ammo. I think it was the Remington version. And I couldn't hit the target. And you know, I'm not good at a lot of things, like I don't sing, I don't dance, I can't play the piano. You know, I'm not very good at mechanics. I'm very mechanically minded, but every time I pick up a wrench, my knuckles bleed, so I avoid mechanics. But one thing I can do is I can shoot. And I've been able to do that since I was a kid, because I spent my whole childhood shooting. Not at a range, at my house. We lived out in the country, and I shot every day, 7 days a week. As soon as I got my chores done or got out of school, I was shooting various guns, from pellet guns to 22s, and then on up, you know, as I aged. So anyway, I can shoot. I couldn't hit the target. I couldn't hit the target at 15 feet. So I got some of my ammo out that was jacketed, and as I recall, it was 38 Special ammo. The last thing I would want to do is shoot high pressure 357 ammo down a lead fouled barrel. I mean, you can cause a myriad of problems. And I shot a cylinder full, just shooting it, just to clean the lead out. And I tried to hit the target with the jacketed ammo, still couldn't hit the target. Shot another cylinder full. And usually to get lead fouling out, it takes a cylinder full of jacketed ammo and the fouling is out. But hers was so badly fouled, and who knows how long it had been that way. I had to fire 3 cylinders of jacketed ammo, and it was just standard pressure 38 special stuff that I had hand loaded. And this was long before I started buffalo bore ammunition. And after 3 cylinders full, that Ruger was hyper accurate. It was like it was shooting laser beams. It was so accurate. And so I had her shoot a bunch of my 38 special ammo to get practiced up. And then I did an experiment when she was all done shooting and she'd had some basic training. I shot 1 or might have been 2 cylinders full of her original crappy ammo down the barrel. And once again, bullets were keyholing. I went to my jacketed 38 special loads. They were keyholing until I got a couple cylinders fired, which cleaned all the lead fouling. It just scrapes it right out of the barrel. And voila, shooting nice tiny little groups. So I took her ammo. I walked over to a garbage can. This was in California, so I was at a shooting range. And walked over to a garbage can, threw it in the garbage can. And I said, don't worry about that. I'm going to replace it with proper ammunition that you can handle, that'll shoot really good. We've been shooting it today. She goes over to the garbage can, pulls it back out. She goes, my mom taught me never to waste anything. And I said, you're way better off wasting this. It's not good for anybody, for anything. Might be on the first couple shots before the accuracy goes downhill. But after that, it's not good for anything. Get rid of it. Anyway, she kept it because people don't listen. And that's a story to illustrate the problem and how I fixed the problem right there on the spot at the shooting range. Do not, and I'm going to repeat 2 or 3, 4 times here, do not get full powered jacketed ammo and fire it down a leaded barrel. You'll cause extreme high pressure. You might just blow primers. You might get cases that stick in the chamber. You could rupture case heads. You can just cause a lot of problems depending on whether it's a semi-auto pistol or a revolver. Just don't do it. And I first learned about this with 4570s, actually. I had a friend, had a 1972 or 3 Marlin, model 1895, which is a 4570. And he was visiting and he was shooting. He had all kinds of ammo. He had all sorts of different ammo, and most of it featured lead bullets. And anyway, after shooting that, he picked up some heavy loads, and they may have been my hand loads. I was shooting them in my rifle just fine. And he fired 1 round, and the action froze up. Nobody could figure out why, but the action was frozen. So I did a little investigating and discovered he had so much lead fouling in his barrel that it caused a bore obstruction. And when you get a bore obstruction and you pull the trigger on a high pressured round, you get massive pressure spikes. So I've given you one solution to cleaning out lead. There's others that are messy and time consuming. The one I've given you is very fast. It's the one I use. I don't have time for solvents and scrapers and all the other things you do to do it the hard way, which also works. I don't have time for it. It takes forever. I just get a few low pressure jacketed rounds, fire them down the barrel, depending on how badly lead fouled it is, and voila, the lead is gone. And I didn't even have to get my hands dirty. So I share this with you, hope that it's of great use and that you listened and don't misuse it. Don't do this wrong by shooting high pressure jacketed loads down a lead fouled barrel. Don't do it, please. I'm going to repeat this over and over because people don't listen. It's got to be low standard pressure stuff with a jacketed bullet, and it'll clean the lead right out. No risk, no issues, no problems. May God bless, and may you enjoy your shooting, and please have a great day. We'll see you on the next video.